I'm Sophie.
And I'm Jada.
And this is
JGS Unplugged. Today we're going to be answering some of the questions you guys gave us.
And we hope that this video can help you guys get to know us a little bit better. Okay, so we're going to start out with the first question. And the first question is, what inspired you both to start this podcast, and how did you come up with the idea?
Well, we have a class at our school, and it's a social media class, and we felt really inspired to do a podcast so that we can interview people and we can share just real life experiences and have a sense of community.
Yeah, I think this was just like a better way for us to get to know the people in our school and even like online, because like in the class we're learning that like social media doesn't have to be a bad thing. So we're learning like the ins and outs of how to get to know people in obviously like a safe way.
So the next question is, why is our podcasting channel called JGS Unplugged?
Okay, so basically in our class we got in a group of 3 of us, and the JGS Unplugged stands for Jada, Sophie, and Gavin. And so Gavin's our editor.
Yep. He's behind the screen right now.
Yeah, so he's helping us film this and he's going to edit it all, but he's not in the videos, but maybe we'll convince him to do a face reveal.
Yeah, we're trying to see if he'll be on one of our podcasting videos, and he can talk about his editing journey if you guys want to see that.
But then for the unplugged part, it's basically just like we want it to feel like less of a like social media thing, like where you're just scrolling on just a random social media or like Instagram or something. Like we want it to feel more like you're creating like you're actually getting to know us, and like it's actually a community where we can like reach out to each other and just like talk to each other about kind of what's going on and just get to know everybody. Okay, so the next question is, if you had the chance to interview your future selves, what do you think they'd say about your podcast?
Well, we would just hope that they found interest in our podcast, like seeing the different perspectives that we bring onto this channel.
And I think we just like hope that our community will continue growing. Like obviously like starting out there's not going to be much activity, but like we hope that as it keeps growing, like there's more ways to engage with you guys, or you guys like engage with us, and we just hope that like we can get to know our community better, as well as getting to know the people that we bring on the podcast. And we hope that you find some of the people interesting, and we hope you find us interesting.
Yeah. When did we become friends?
Okay, so I feel like we don't really have like a set time that we became friends. Like we never like disliked each other, but like I came to the school last year, and I feel like after that we kind of like we knew of each other, but we're not in the same grade. So since we didn't really get to interact with each other much, we weren't super close. But then we go to this summer, or not summer retreat, like fall retreat.
Yeah.
And we got to hang out a lot more there and like get to know each other a lot better. I think we just started commenting on each other's posts and stuff. And then after that, we just became friends and have gotten a lot closer throughout the year. And then got to start this podcast.
Yeah. I feel like this podcast has also helped our friendship because like for our class that we're doing, we had to pick a group, and I knew that we wanted to be together, but that also means that we have to spend a lot of time together, like just planning our podcast and in the class being together in order to finish our video. So I think that this podcast has also helped our friendship a lot just grow.
And I think that it'll also like help us to make other friendships too. Like I think this will help us to like expand and get to know other people as well, because like we'll be having to ask people a lot of questions about themselves, and I think we'll get to learn a lot more about each other and other people.
Yeah, we're excited.
Okay, so the last question that we're gonna have for like each other, and then after that we're gonna like wrap it up with a few questions for like you guys. But our last question is, what will your podcast be about?
So as you guys know, we're doing interviews. That's what we're mostly focusing on. But we really just want you guys to have different perspectives on life, if you get what I mean. Like we're going to bring in people, and we want them to share what has impacted their life, ask them questions so that you guys can learn more about other people and other people's perspectives and worldviews.
Yeah, I think that we're going to obviously bring on like people that we think would be interesting to like hear what they have to say, and like think people that have different backgrounds than us, or just like have been raised differently, or just things like that, so that way you guys can get like a wide range of views. But we're basically just gonna want to hear like their perspectives on things, and for the people that like we go to school with, because obviously like in our high school there's like everybody has questions about everybody. Yeah. So I think we'll probably like reach out to people in our school, reach out to people around us and ask like what questions they have about the person, or we'll probably like let you guys know who we're bringing on the podcast before we do the actual video, so that way you guys like have questions, so that way we can ask them those questions, so that way you guys feel like you're engaged with us. But if it's people like in our community, like we'll probably bring on like people that we look up to, or like adults or just leaders around us, and just see like really how they've gotten through different situations and just their perspective on things.
Mm-hmm. So we want to know from you guys like what type of questions that you guys have for us, because we want to know who to bring on the interviews. So if you guys have specific questions for us, then we can better understand like what type of person would answer your question the best.
Yeah, because we want to bring on people who are going to want to engage with the questions that you're asking them. So that way it's interesting for you and obviously interesting for us. Like we want to get to know these people too. So like if you have any specific questions, let us know so we can bring on someone who will fit those questions better. Okay, so our last question for you guys is like, what can we do to like make our setup more like
visually appealing?
Like what do you guys want to see, and like what can we do to like make this more interesting for you guys? And obviously like if you guys have any advice, like we're new to this whole thing, so if you guys have any advice, let us know, because we want to make this better and make this better for you guys, because we want you guys to be able to feel like you can engage with us and feel like this is a place where like you want to ask questions and you want to engage. So that wraps up our Q&A, and we'll probably do like our next video will probably be like an actual interview, so it'll probably be a little bit longer than this one, just so that way we can like get all the questions in. So let us know like questions that you guys have for these people, because we want to know who to bring on and who you guys are going to engage with well.
Thanks for tuning into our podcast, and we'll see you next time on JGS Unplugged.